Mr. Nichols, I am live streaming these hearings on YouTube, so the YouTube speakers pick up the faintest whisper, just as a forewarning, okay?
Understood. That's fine. My family is watching.
Perfect. Circuit Court is now in session. The Honorable Paul Denenfeld presiding. Your Honor, the first case we have this morning is the People versus Delvion and Nichols. This is case 21-07276F.
Good morning, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Good morning. How you doing this morning?
I'm fine, thank you. Well, Mr. Nichols, I wonder if I could ask you to please raise your right hand as I raise my own. Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. You can put your hand down. Mr. Nichols, we're in court today for what we call an arraignment. It appears to the court, this happens to be my case, although I cover for other judges this morning, but this is my case. It appears that you failed to appear for a sentencing on May 25th of 2022. Now, even though and I don't have the file in front of me, it looks to me on the sheet that I have that you pled guilty to a retail fraud first degree, and they dismissed the fourth felony offender supplement. But even though you have already been convicted by plea, I'm still going to advise you not to talk about that offense. Because again, sentencing is still coming up. What I will give you a chance to be heard on is whether there are any conditions of bond that I could set to give you an opportunity to get out. Although I need to tell you that we've already rescheduled this sentencing for October 5th, which I'm thinking is maybe about 3 weeks from now. But if you would like to be heard on the issue of bond, I'm listening.
Okay, sir. When I was released here from Kent County, I was transported by Genesee County. Genesee County came and picked me up on a lien for a probation violation that I had got time served for, but they never took me out of their lien system. So I get to Genesee County and they keep me there for illicit destruction of property and give me time served for the probation violation. I was already got time served here or through them by video court. But they never took me out the lien system. So I had no other way of means to get back here because I'm homeless and I didn't have transportation or communication to get back here.
I'm not quite sure I understand, so let me ask you some questions.
Yes, sir.
Are you saying that you were locked up in another jail on the date of sentencing, or is that not what you're saying?
I was recently, I got out a week before that from Genesee County. And
Okay.
I didn't have a way to get back here for sentencing. I have to ask, did you call your lawyer? Did you call the court? Did you do any of those things? I didn't have no phone, no nothing. I literally slept outside of the jail for almost a week because I didn't have no communication, no transportation.
Do you remain homeless, sir?
Yes, actually, I was homeless. I'm homeless till this day. Yes, I turned myself in on these warrants so I can take care of them. As for trying to get my life situated, but yes, I am currently homeless as we speak now. But my dad said I can come and stay with him if I do. We get released, and he stays on 1107 Houston Street in Wyoming, Michigan. And he said that he can get me back and forth to court if need be. So I do have somebody trying to help me support a little support system now that I am trying to reestablish my life.
I tell you what I'm going to do, Mr. Nichols. I'm not going to set a bond at this point, but we've set the sentencing, as I say, about 3 weeks out. And based on what I know, which is not much, but my clerk just handed me something, it appears as if at least the last time I looked at this file, I was intending to give you time served.
Yes.
So while I'm not making a promise because I don't have the pre-sentence report in front of me or anything else, I am telling you that that is my inclination.
Okay.
I'm not going to let you out because frankly, I'm concerned. I mean, first, you didn't show up the first time. Secondly, and I appreciate your honesty. I mean, you are telling me you're still homeless, and I don't punish people for being poor, but I am concerned about you not showing up for the sentencing and only making this worse.
I respect that, but just a note. I do have a job too. As I'm being homeless, I started work and stuff like that, and I reestablished my child support too. And so I was just hoping that I can possibly get a bond, if not a PR bond, so I can continue working. So I can get built up that trust with you again, or if not, you know what I'm saying, show the court that I am trying to do something more than just not do nothing at all.
And I get that, and I appreciate it. The problem is that, I mean, you miss an important date like a sentencing. You lost a little bit of trust with me, but I think you're being honest with me. I made my decision. I'm gonna continue to have you remanded, but we've set this about 3 weeks in advance, and I promise that I will not forget what my inclination is in the case, and then we'll get you out of this case as quickly as we can. All right, sir?
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. There we go.
Ms. Deer,
Yes.
just wanted to make sure you could hear me. Your Honor, this is the People versus Tracy Deer. There are 3 cases, case 21-10820 FH, 203546 FH, and 21-02354 FH.
Ma'am, you are Tracy Deer.
Yes, Your Honor.
Could I ask you to please raise your right hand as I raise my own? Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am. You can put your hand down. Ms. Deer, I am Judge Denenfeld. These cases are actually not assigned to me. These cases are assigned to Judge Elmore. In my division, we rotate as to who covers for the other judges. We have a rotation system, and this happens to be my day. So while I'm not the judge in your underlying cases, I am the judge handling this matter. It appears to me that a bench warrant was issued for your arrest because you failed to appear for an order to show cause that was scheduled for March 2nd of 2022 on one of these. You failed to appear for a final status conference on April 15th, 2022 on another one of these. And then on the final one, you failed to appear for a status conference on April 29th, 2022. And so as you can imagine, when people do not show up for court, the judges will usually issue bench warrants for their arrest. And I'm guessing that that's the reason why you are in jail, unless you tell me otherwise. And so it appears to me that all of these charges continue to be pending. And so I'm going to advise you that you probably should not discuss anything about any of these charges because this is all being recorded, et cetera. The only thing that's really before me this morning is whether or not I should be setting any kind of bond conditions. I have to tell you that you put together a pretty significant string of not appearing in court, but I will nevertheless give you a chance to be heard on bond if you would like me to listen.
Yes, Your Honor.
So go ahead and tell me what's up. Why'd you miss 3 hearings?
the courts apparently had all the addresses screwed up. They had the bonds company listed up in Cedar Springs, and the bond company is on Eastern Avenue in Grand Rapids. There's two addresses of 427 Leonard Street. There's one northwest and one's northeast. My mail was going to the wrong address. My attorneys didn't even contact me to let me know that there was court somehow.
Well, let me ask you this, ma'am. I mean, weren't you staying in contact with your attorneys to find out? I mean, you knew that you had felony cases pending. You must have known there were going to be court hearings.
Yes, I did periodically, but because of the pandemic, they were out so far out. Even the bonds company didn't have the person that signed for my bond. They were sending the mail to him at the wrong address. And I don't know what they
So
did.
what are you saying was the correct address, ma'am?
For the bond company?
No, for you.
My address is 427 Leonard Northwest. There's a 427 Leonard Northwest and a Northeast.
Okay.
Now, the bond company, all their mail was going up to a Cedar Springs address.
Well, I mean, frankly, I'm not that concerned about the bond company. I mean, that's, in some ways, that's kind of between you and them. I mean, and then it's really, you know, I mean, the bond company can always decide you're not worth the risk, but they run their business and that's not part of my business. So, so I gather you did not stay in contact with your attorneys to say, hey, when's my next court date?
The last time I talked to them, they hadn't had anything as of when I, you know, but they didn't contact me. My phone numbers never changed, none of that. And then there was about where I was in the hospital with COVID. But I have never, in the history of me being in trouble, I have never not shown up to court. I've always gone to my sentencings. I've always gone to everything.
I noticed that you're also charged as a fourth felony offender. Maybe you could tell me what those prior felonies are.
Retail fraud.
Are you somebody who struggles with substance abuse, or is that not what this is about?
Actually, yes, it has. I was in 2020, I was a victim of a crime where I worked and was tossed down some stairs. I've never done drugs before. And they put me on a prescription that kind of took control over my life.
What happened to the bond that you, and to the bonding company in these cases?
Well, he got, when he was notified, he called me and I came down here and took myself in.
I'll set a bond of $35,000 cash or surety, but you are not to be released unless and until you are fitted with an electronic monitoring device. I do see that there are already dates that are scheduled in all of these cases. They're not that far off, to be honest with you. I mean, they're actually scheduled in front of Judge Elmore for the 28th. So we're talking about essentially a couple of weeks.
Okay,
So that is my decision, and thank you very much, ma'am.
thank you.
Okay.